Have you ever been alone and thought, this hurts, but at least it's calm? That feeling right there? That's not weakness. That's your brain choosing safety over chaos. And today, we're talking about why loneliness feels safer than love, even though deep down, we know love is what we actually want. Now imagine this scene. You're lying in bed. Phone in your hand. No notifications. No messages. Just you, the ceiling, and your thoughts. It's quiet. A little sad, sure. But also, peaceful. Now imagine love. Your phone lights up. Your heart races. Your mood depends on one tiny message. They reply fast. You're happy. They reply late. Congratulations. You're now a professional overthinker. Suddenly, loneliness starts looking like the better deal. Here's the first big reason loneliness feels safer. Loneliness has no surprises. When you're lonely, you already know how the day will go. No emotional plot twists. No unexpected disappointment. No sudden we need to talk messages that ruin your appetite. Loneliness is predictable. And the human brain loves predictable things. Love. Love is emotional gambling. You put your feelings on the table and hope the other person doesn't flip it over and walk away. And that's scary. Another reason loneliness feels safer is because it keeps your ego intact. When you're alone, no one can reject you. No one can choose someone else. No one can make you feel replaceable. Love exposes you. It says, here I am. Please don't hurt me. And let's be honest, most of us have been hurt before. Maybe someone promised forever and left. Maybe someone changed without explaining why. Maybe someone loved you, but not enough. So your heart learned a lesson. Connection equals pain. And loneliness became the helmet you wear to protect yourself. Now here's something people don't like to admit. Loneliness feels powerful. When you're alone, you're in control. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need to explain your silence. You can disappear for days and call it peace. You can cancel plans and call it self-care. Love doesn't let you hide that easily. Love asks questions. Love notices changes. Love says, hey, are you okay? When you're not ready to answer. And that vulnerability. Terrifying. But here's where it gets interesting. Loneliness doesn't actually remove pain. It just delays it. It's like choosing hunger over the risk of bad food. You're safe, but you're still empty. Loneliness whispers lies like, at least you won't get hurt. At least you won't be disappointed. At least you won't cry. But it never mentions what you lose. Late night laughter. Inside jokes. Someone choosing you on purpose. And sometimes, loneliness feels safer because you blame yourself less. If you're alone, you can say, I'm just busy. I'm focusing on myself. I don't need anyone. But when love fails, you start asking, was I not enough? Did I care too much? What did I do wrong? So the heart chooses isolation to avoid those questions. Here's the painful truth though. Safe isn't the same as alive. Loneliness is emotional autopilot. You survive. You function. You scroll. You sleep. Love wakes you up. Yes, it can break you. But it can also remind you that you're human. Think about it like this. Loneliness is a locked room. Nothing bad gets in. But nothing good does either. Love is opening the door. Anything can happen. So if loneliness feels safer to you right now, that doesn't mean you're cold or unlovable. It means you've been hurt. It means you're protecting something precious. It means your heart is tired. Just remember this. You don't avoid love because you don't want it. You avoid love because you want it too much, and you're afraid of losing it again. And maybe one day, slowly, gently, love will stop feeling like danger and start feeling like home. Until then, be kind to your heart. Why loneliness feels safer than love. YouTube script. Have you ever noticed something strange? Being lonely hurts, but somehow, it also feels safe. And love. Love feels exciting, but also terrifying. Why does our heart sometimes choose empty silence over warm connection? Let's talk about that. Imagine this. You're alone on a Friday night. Phone on the table. No messages. No drama. No overthinking someone's tone. You sigh and think, yeah, this is lonely, but at least it's peaceful. Now imagine love. Your phone buzzes. Your heart jumps. Then your brain immediately says, why did they reply late? What if I care more? What if this ends? And suddenly, loneliness doesn't seem so bad. Here's the truth. Loneliness feels safer than love because loneliness can't leave you. Love can. When you're lonely, you already know the outcome. No surprises. No emotional roller coasters. No sudden heartbreak. It's like sitting in a quiet room. You might be bored, but nothing's chasing you. Love, on the other hand, is like opening your front door and saying, okay world, you're allowed to hurt me now. And our brain hates uncertainty. Love comes with risk. Risk of rejection. Risk of being misunderstood. Risk of giving someone the power to ruin your entire day with one short text like, hey, we need to talk. Loneliness doesn't do that. Loneliness just sits there. Silent. Predictable. Uncomfortable. But familiar. Another reason loneliness feels safer. Because when you're alone, you stay in control. You decide when to sleep. When to reply. When to disappear emotionally and blame it on being busy. Love takes control away. Now someone's mood matters to you. Now their words can lift you up, or drop you straight into overthinking mode at 2 a.m. And let's be honest. Some of us didn't choose loneliness. Loneliness chose us after love hurt us. When you've been disappointed enough times, your heart learns a lesson. If I don't let anyone in, no one can hurt me. So you build walls. Strong ones. Decorated with jokes like, I'm just focusing on myself or I enjoy my own company. And you do enjoy it. Until Sunday nights hit. Or until you see something funny and realize there's no one to send it to. Loneliness feels safer because it asks less from you. No emotional vulnerability. No explaining your feelings. No fear of being too much or not enough. But here's the twist nobody talks about. Safe doesn't always mean happy. Loneliness protects you from pain, but it also blocks joy. Love is risky, yes. But it's also the only place where laughter feels louder, moments feel warmer, and silence doesn't feel empty. Think of it like this. Loneliness is a locked room. You're safe inside, but the windows are closed. Love is stepping outside. You might fall. You might get hurt. But you also might feel the sun. So if loneliness feels safer than love, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. It means you've learned to protect your heart. Just don't forget. Your heart wasn't designed only to survive. It was designed to feel. And maybe, just maybe, one day, love will feel less scary than being alone.